To what extent is male aggression innate and related to more biological reasons and cultural, or how would you estimate approximately?
Well, males are more violent than females, physically violent. And this is true for all human societies. So you look at the murder statistics of any nation, men are going to do more than women. And it's true for all the primates. Females can get violent, and that sometimes happens, and also happens in humans, of course, but the frequency is lower, and the intensity is often lower. So that's a universal difference in all the primates and in all human societies. And I think if you find that kind of things, you have to pay attention, because then biology is most likely involved. But there is variability, of course, also in human societies. There are human societies where violence is extremely low. It's suppressed in the society, and kids are educated not to fight physically, for example. So even with the trait that I think is clearly biological, there is all this cultural variability. That's so interesting about the human species. And I think the same applies to the other primates. We find increasingly how two groups of the same species may be different in their behavior. And so increasingly, we talk about cultural differences in the primates too. So for example, in the chimpanzees, most of the data on lethal aggression, lethal violence in the wild comes from East Africa chimpanzees. West African chimpanzees do much less of that. And we don't know exactly why that is, but it means that the picture that we have of chimpanzees as very violent is maybe a culturally biased picture, because East Africa was the place where Jane Goodall and the Japanese started their field work. And so we have been very much influenced by that image of the chimpanzee. But if you look at chimpanzees in different parts of Africa, you get a different picture.